Joy Taylor is out at FS1. They decided to part ways with the peanut butter skin, with the what Jason, when I say big racks, and now I'm not talking about money. They decided to part ways with her. Um, what do you think about that? Cause what actually I'll just add this. There was some speculation of some stuff going on off camera. So yeah, what do you think about that, Cuzzo?
So going
Real
on
talk.
camera, like producing or
Nah, not producing.
like like
Like
what?
uh I don't know how to put this, but yeah, some stuff going on with the employees, with the workers.
Extra curricular
I don't
activities.
know. They could have been playing tennis. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I
Somebody was
don't know.
hitting something. That's basically what it was.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. She had a great ride. No pun intended. And
The ride might have been trash. We don't know.
well, neither here nor there.
Okay.
But I mean, just looking at it from the outside, just pure speculation. The show kind of ran its course. I think for a certain period of time, you get a certain figurehead that gets popular. Based on look. I think she had all those great things. Her takes on everything was pure trash to me. I'll just say that. And I just think people were entertained, just by her presence, you know, um, her character. Again, I'll say that, and that's it. You know, once I don't know if it's producers, it can be people that are part of the show, that say, hey, we need to make a change, or we need to do this, or we need to do that. Maybe she kind of got on somebody's bad side. You know, it could be a number of different things. We don't know. But, for me, it's not like a yay. I'm excited that she lost her job because I wasn't even watching, to be honest. Of course, you'll catch a couple of takes here and there because she was always on my boy, Prescott head because I'm a fan. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, so I always be like, "Huh? What is she
Sorry to
talking
hear
about?"
that.
So it's talking to hear that. You don't have to be sorry. You can be careful though. Yeah, we'll see how this shit. By the way, listen, bro. Listen. Don't start none of that. Don't start none of
Man,
that. But
man.
anyways, I would just be like, man, and then sometimes I would just kind of catch some things and listen. It's like, to me, it was just pure entertainment. There was not a lot of journalistic style, to her presentation. It was just more of like satire stuff in terms of, if we come in, we sit down, we have a conversation, and you would like that you see an attractive young lady, have some type of knowledge of the game. Not really to where it's X's and O's, but you know who the people are, what position they play. So you can guys have like a banter to go back and forth. And guys typically enjoy that. It's kind of like I don't want to say a breath of fresh air, but it's just like, oh, okay, cool. She was cool. She watches the sport, and she was cool to talk to and go back and forth with. It's kind of like back in the day when you had like that home girl. She was not a tomboy, but she would do a lot of the things that the boys do. But
Yeah.
she was still kind of feminine if you had a friend like that. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Again, there could be other things going on, of course, behind the scenes, as you alluded to earlier on. So I'm not sure what
Hey, but
happened.
hey, I that wasn't me.
No, I'm just saying. You said yeah that she,
Well, based on what it's speculated, not me. I didn't speculate.
allegedly.
I just talked about the
Ooh, man! Ever since you
speculators.
got that strike, man, from YouTube, you
Hey,
you
hey,
over
I'm just trying to.
there,
Hey,
man. You told the line hard, man.
hey, man. Hey
You in the
man.
big top circles right now, man. You don't want to fall.
Oh man, so you said I'm in there with RG3. Wait, who? No,
Man,
no, Gavin Newsom. I'm in.
you right along. You're right along.
Man.
But yeah, I mean that's just my take on it, man. What you got, cuz
You know what? I didn't really watch her show either. You know, she's been doing a tour podcast as a recent. Like she's been on like I don't actually I don't even know how many it's been. But I know like Paul Pierce, she's been there. She's been on uh a couple other. I think the one with Lou Williams, she's been on that one. And you know, just to hear her takes on how she lives her life. And I know it's personal stuff, but she's talking about it. So
it's not
yeah.
personal if you're talking
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, you want people to know about it.
Right. So she talked about how, deals with men and,
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
This is all
And I was
news to
just like,
me.
what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like to hear that there was things going on behind the scenes, I mean, makes me think it may be true. I don't know. It could be true. Let me say that. Could
Mm-hmm.
be true. YouTube, you heard me right. Said it could be true. Yeah. I'm just, yeah,
Yeah.
hey man, we've been delivered, man. We got, the got it lifted. But
I
anyway.
know, man. So stop calling it out, man. You messing up the algorithm right now. Just
All right,
relax.
all
Yeah.
right, cool,
Right.
cool. All right, let's see. All right,
Right.
yeah. Anyway, um, like I said, I never really watched her show. She, from what I understand, she's been around a long time, and I did hear a lot about some of the stuff that was related to her getting hired.
Mm.
They
I mean,
had
you're saying stuff, man, but you ain't said what type of stuff. Like, what are you hearing?
well,
Yeah.
so she was a bartender in Miami, and I think
Okay.
she had a radio show,
Mm-hmm.
and so she somehow got a meeting with one of the representatives, one of the guys that they say that she was messing around with,
Mm.
and they were starting a show,
Mm-hmm.
with two guys, a
Mm-hmm.
debate show, and that
Mm-hmm.
was Undisputed with Shannon and Skip.
Mm-hmm.
And so she didn't really have any experience in this particular, field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know her brother is, Jason Taylor. He played football, but that doesn't, necessarily mean you have the
It's news to me. I didn't know that.
knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason Taylor is her brother. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So, she ended up getting this show, and to your point, her takes are trash, and that's what a lot of people, said around, the business, that her takes were trash. But sex sells. She, I'm not gonna lie, she's not ugly. She's a pretty young lady. She's all,
Attractive. Right.
yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
is. So, but they said that she was doing more, than just being pretty. That she was, rubbing some elbows and rubbing some other stuff. That's what I heard.
Cocoa butter. All right.
Yeah, cocoa butter, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Shea butter, cocoa butter. Yeah.
All the butters. All right.
And then so I just think this thing like kind of came to a head, no pun intended. No pun intended, but
You batting 1,000 a night. Okay.
hey man,